The next presentation is about AI-driven DataOps, building data products with the taste of the future. And our presenter is Radovan Bacovic, staff data engineer at GitLab. If you're in the data world, DataOps is the next big thing with you along with the touch of AI, and we will reveal it together. Radovan will show us how they embrace DevSecOps culture to move fast in a rapidly growing environment with a first phase story from the GitLab Data Team member, created from sweat and pain from the world leader of DevSecOps platform, creator and AI-based tool, remote work champion, and one of the most transparent companies in history. Yeah, Radovan.
Cool. Thank you very much. I highly appreciate your enthusiasm to stay after lunch. So yeah, this will be a bit cozy and relaxed atmosphere, I promise. What this is about today is my intimate story about what I tried in last year regarding AI and how to touch it to the data world. Actually, I'm working in a company called GitLab, and we all know we have a traditional data platform. Now we want to move a bit to AI, right? Because it's cool, not only that. So our sweat and pain, what we're doing. Before we start, whatever I'm saying here, whatever I'm doing here, I'm on my own. GitLab will not suit me, I will not suit them. I can sweat, I can joke, I can do whatever I want. So relax, as we said. Well, okay. Neuroscience is said, in order to have a great talk, you need to answer 3 questions. What? What is the problem? So what? Why it's important? And now fucking what? How to get there and how to bridge the gap. So I will go and use this methodology. What is our problem? Among all other things, you have this kind of guy want to be expert and monetize all this knowledge about AI. Don't be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. But I have the upgrade of this meme. Plenty of things, and folks wants to go there and do some magic. But there is no shortcut. There is no cutting corners. You should do it in a good, structured way. I want to answer and evaluate 3 questions with you: where AI is going, where DevSecOps is going, and where data things are going these days. This will give us holy trinity to create a building blocks for the future. So, where AI is going? Company called Gartner creates something called hype cycle. Anytime you're disoriented about new technology, new buzzword, new hype, you can look in this wave, how things are going. Most of the time, they're completely right, with a small difference at the end. This should be infrastructure, plateau productivity, go up or going down and disappear, like many buzzwords on the way. Where we are now? When GPT emerged, everyone said, yeah, this will change everything, and everyone go all in with the bets there to the peak of expected inflations. Of course, we are a bit we have a lot of delusions there. Why? Implementation of AI is super heavy and difficult. Most of the projects, up to 80%, are failing. So it's not so simple. There is no ROI because leadership said, okay, where is the money? Where is the revenue? How to cut cost? And then everything slightly go down through delusions. Slope of entitlement is happening this year. We want to more focus on measure things, metrics, and really be real deal hill, not a buzzword and hype. After that, hopefully, AI will become plateau of productivity infrastructure, like you put an electric cable in a wall and you have electricity, or you just connect to the internet quickly. Probably, I assume, this will become part of infrastructure. At the moment, we are at this stage, slope of entitlement, slowly going to the plateau with this hype. Of course, next hype is going beyond us, and it's time for smart and wise implementation. For that reason, whenever you have a problem or doubt about technology, take a look at this. Gartner Hype Cycle will help you a lot. Well, I'm coming from a company called GitLab, and also Gartner, again, said in this magic quadrant, we are a leader in DevSecOps platform, producing along with our friends for GitHub, Amazon Web Service, and HARMS. Also, second quadrant is regarding AI tools and AI code assistance. You can guess we are here in leaders quadrants along together with our friends from Google Cloud, Amazon, and GitHub. This makes us relevant, not only quadrants. For yesterday, we said the same story. We are leaders in DevSecOps in AI. So So fucking what, yeah? Why this is important? This is important for us to decode and discover where DevSecOps is going. This is sec, this is not sex, so it means security and compliance. Who is using any kind of DevOps or DevSecOps tools these days? I know for you. More than half, this is good. Who is not using, please use it. I will explain you how, and we'll go into more details very soon. What is DevSecOps or DevSecOps? Is it a tool to help you do your work each and every day? Finally, is it going home? Or it's kind of philosophy, creating many questions without providing answers? Is it a holy grail, like AI these days, to sort out all kinds of your problems? Or maybe it's a magic red shiny button, just press it and everything should go on. Maybe it's a methodology with predefined requirements, post-requirements, process and transition and condition needed to go from A to stage B, let's say. Or is it a buzzword? If you ask me, completely it's a little bit of everything for you who is not using DevSecOps tool. So this is what you can expect. But actually, it's a shifting mindset. I will now give you the shortest history in the world. If you're talking about history of DevSecOps, we're talking about 10 years, 12. Everything started with bring your own DevOps. It means every company and every department in the company said, OK, we have script, bash, Python, whatever. We can deploy it automatically, and it works. This was a lie, because very isolated, asynchronous, it wasn't integrated, there was a lot of problems. After that, some tools emerged in some stage of software development life cycle, and company said, OK, I will use Git for this for versioning, this for dashboard, this for monitoring, this for security, etc. This is what we call fragmented DevOps or best-in-class DevOps. And this was a Frankenstein and creates a lot of problem with integration, authorization, and authentication, right? We become smarter, and there was some companies like us or GitHub said, OK, we know how to do this. We will build a platform. We'll do everything in this tool chain and make it very, very simple. It's called do-it-yourself DevOps. Now, we put this sec inside Dev and Ops and between it, and we call it platform era. You're one button press click away from your favorite platform. I'm not talking about a particular tool, whatever you want, but this is a platform era here. And that's what we're living. You know this infinite loop which describes each and every step and stage in software development life cycle. With unified data model, with one interface. This is why it's called platform. You don't have 10 tools, you don't have Frankenstein. You have a really smooth experience and very simple tool chain because you use only and only one tool, nothing else. Well, this is the typical flow for software development life cycle. If you're lazy like me, lunchtime passed, these are the stages you need to know. Now what? How to get there? This holy trinity, data, DevSecOps, and AI, are draining my brain and energy here, and we want to do some nice things and shift from the traditional data warehousing up to something like AI or DataOps or AIOps. I don't know what is the right name for this, but you got the point. All ops era is here. You should use all these building blocks, data, DevSecOps, and AI, wrap it up and create magic for the future. You should build for the future. This is something I see as a DataOps, all ops. AI, DevSecOps, data, and all ops. We are lucky here because we are working GitLab, who is actually producing DevOps tool, DevSecOps tool, and we can leverage it and use it on a daily basis. Also, we know the guys who are creating it, so we can squeeze it a lot. With traditional data platform, this hypey buzzword word called AI, we can do many things. Where DataOps is going? What is the problem, number one? If you're talking about data world, this was a buzzword before, still very good thing. You see a lot of dissonance in your results, in your metrics. And there is a plenty problem beyond these numbers or discrepancy. VP of sales said, OK, I have 30.3%. Marketing said we have something else. Or finance said we calculate it in a different way. So this is a typical problem, and you know the drill. Always you have discrepancy, and they will always blame you from the data team. Nothing is aligned. But with this hype of AI, we also have some problem. These guys on the left side of the diagram or picture are decision makers and will be. I don't know what future will bring to us. robot, AI is not a decision maker. There is that many people, team, organization fail to understand what's going on. Still, our beloved colleagues will be, or they are, decision makers. There is something like program in our company, in our team. I'm leading this project. I'm so proud of it, and I spent 12 months inside this and deeply going to that. This is a personal story with tear and pain. What we try to do to be able to implement AI to talk with our data. Because you know the problem. 2 years back on every conference, they're talking about AI and ChatGPT, right? You put some document, it's breaching, and you're using AI. You're super smart. No, that's a bollocks. Everyone wants to have, we want to talk with our data, our leadership said, and it is how AI can understand our data, be compliant, be secure, and so on. So we use 4 stages or 4 types of research to see how we can leverage and use that. How we started? We started with Claude and Claude API, and we can connect it to Snowflake in that period of time, no MCP. So first version was very humble. CSV files, put it in Claude, type a prompt, give instruction, and get report. This was coming with many problems. Benefit, super easy to install, and comes with many drawbacks. First of all, it's fragmented process. You need to download something, you breach the data, of course, you save this sheet somewhere, put it in Claude, it's going outside of your organization ecosystem, and then you get not so good results. It's a problem with the context. There is no full understanding of the data. You see, technology is easy, but also what the problem with scalability and security. If I want to scale this up to 2,000 colleagues, I need to do 2,000 installation, maintaining, licenses, and everything. So we give up. This was good for exploratory stage. I want to try something to discover, explore something, to give idea what I can do with my data. In this case, it was Salesforce data. We move on, iterate on the process. Option 2 in our AI Talk to Data program was Claude with MCP. We are heavily using Snowflake as our single source of truth. And when I say, okay, we have Claude local installation on computer, we can live with that. Let's hook up, use MCP, and get understanding and report based on our data. Pretty much simple setup like last time, but instead of CSV, you have where you Snowflake API or MCP connection. What was the problem here? MCP doesn't provide full context or semantic layer on the data. And the answers was not so accurate. It was good, nice, shiny, nice, fancy dashboard in Claude API, but still you have a problem with Claude Desktop. I don't know how the situation these days, but before 1 year or 10 months, you can't connect directly from Cloud Web application to Snowflake via MCP. And the catch was, you need to force Claude to go and do full table scan to fully understand your data set you provide them. So actually, this is good for exploration stage, some investigation or input for your presentation, but not for real live report to send it to executive. It's a problem, you're dead. So I would say, still we don't sort out many problems here. Security, authentication, authorization, easiness of setup, maintaining, and so on and so on. What is missing piece here is a semantic layer. That's probably the next big thing or buzzword everyone try to share here. Semantic layer is something will help any of your LLM model API, whatever, to understand your data. If you have 100 tables with some data, who cares? Cust ID is probably customer ID, but what about that? What is beyond? So this semantic layer will help us. Then I jump into iteration number 3. I focus only on Snowflake. Guys from Snowflake had a great presentation last few days, as I worked together with them a lot, more than with GitLab these days. And they provide something called Cortex AI. Cortex AI is a suite of tool. Also, my colleague yesterday and 2 days before speak on tutorial about this. But what is the catch? I can do text to SQL inside Snowflake. Wow, data is not going out. Everything is happening there, and Snowflake did the heavy lifting for me. And even better, I can choose any foundational model I want. They have plenty of them. They're keeping up to date. You can use Sonnet 4, 4.5, whatever. And this is cool because if you use this service, you can do text to SQL, very popular topic these days on the conference, in a couple of hours. You create nice visual application, let's say in Streamlit. You connect to this service, And from plain English, German, Serbian, Croatian, Balkan language, you can get the SQL. SQL is executed, and it's OK. With semantic layer here, we can do a lot. Unstructured data or searching for documents is sorted out using something called Cortex Search. And this use case to sort out PDFs, documentation, typical chat use case, right? And also now have a few more services, but that was the situation there. First option, as I said, Cortex Search. We use documents, vectorize them, put it in something called Cortex Search Service, which is actually vectors under the hood, and we speak with vectors. This is good approach. Okay, you're vendor locked, to be honest. I hope Snowflake guys are not here. But on the other side, they're doing heavy lifting for you. You pay to them, you do your business. There is no use case beyond text to SQL for, let's say, Cortex Search or this unstructured search. But on the other side, you can easily up and running and create demo or POC or production-ready chat application, chatbot with some Streamlit visual, nice app. You're there in a couple of hours. Few more days, you're production-ready. What is the problem? You can't go beyond search mechanism. It's only that use case. So if you want to combine and marry structured and unstructured data, it can't happen here. On the other side, I say advantage, heavy lifting on their side. I don't care. Then we move to 3B, Cortex Analyst, text to SQL. I don't know what is the other name for that, but you got the point. Plain, some language. You get the SQL, you execute the SQL, you get the data. I spend most of the time to create semantic layer for finance, not more than 10 tables, which is a problem. You can't scale it. You should keep it very small because in that case you will get the high accurate result. And finance team was super happy with that. When we want to scale it to 20, 30 tables, it will not work. Why? You have a limitation in the semantic layer, how you describe your data in some nice fancy JSON YAML format, whatever. And you can't go beyond SQL, text to SQL use case. You can't marry it and get versatile answers. Then we move to something super different. 3C option inside Snowflake, it's called Cortex Complete. It means you call SQL function. Google has it, Microsoft has it, you know the drill. You choose your model, you choose the prompt, you give the command, and you get a response. Also good thing, everything is on their side. There is no infrastructure. Currently, we spent a couple of weeks to discuss what kind of approach to use for this project use case. It will be live very soon. I'm in charge of it, so I can guarantee it will be delivered. But TCO completely was for Cortex Complete. We compare Cloud API in batch mode, it's 50% discount, which is cool. Quality of answer is the same on both sides, but TCO is going here. You don't need to pay people, you don't have infrastructure, you just call the function. And answer is good enough. What does it mean? We talk on a panel. I gather the business people and stakeholders, users of the data to give me what is the quality of this output. And also we use tickets from Zendesk data, and it's average 20K, 1,000 characters, and Cortex Complete can digest it. It was a problem with the scaling, but it was sorted out meanwhile. This slide is 2-3 months old. Now it's good. So actually, we're happy with this solution. This is a good option. You spend a lot of time to measure what is the best option. When it comes to implementation, it's super easy. Because you choose the right tool, you can survive. Option 4 is something big. It's our POC or proof of value or proof of concept we want to build. And we said, OK, let's focus on our resources to use Claude, use vector database, use Anthropic model. We like it. We have a license, and it's pretty much OK. And let's use Snowflake Container Service. Actually, it's kind of Kubernetes inside Snowflake. Still in preview, but let's try with that. Well, as we are GitLab, we are using GitLab heavily. And this is next generation. I don't say this is the right answer. This is just my vision or our vision from the team, how this should look like in the future. Ved and I discussed a lot, is it OK or not OK solution for the future? But we unlock many potentials here with many problems, right? Data layer. We are talking about data platform and current generation of data. You know, we have Snowflake. You can do whatever you want. We have semantic layer to describe our data. And we will use customer 360 dataset, actually 5 tables, prepared, ready to eat, completely compliant, no red data, everything is in a very good shape. That's what they promised to me. I need to check it. From here, as a data layer, you open the future, vector LLM layer. Personally, I will bet on this. There may be some other opinion. VV8 open source database, you embed your data. But there is a problem with transport data from place A to place B. It comes with a cost. Maybe that's not the best solution. But this comes with many benefits. You can use Claude or model by your choice, and then you can have some kind of client layer where you use Slack, JavaScript application, Streamlit, whatever you want. Tell me everything about customer X, Y, Z. $1 million question. I want to have everything. Your model will do LLM, heavy lifting. Your vector database will search and give you results so you can combine and you can marry those two worlds, structured, unstructured data. Also, we unlock many use cases for the future to store something which is beyond the relational database and traditional data warehouse, how we are doing today. So these building blocks allow us to move to the right? To the right. Introducing vector, LLM layer, and client layer to speak with your data. Also, this comes with many problems. I saw dozens of presentations yesterday and today about this, and in PowerPoint it looked perfect. But in reality, still struggling with a lot of problems. So trust no one, try it yourself, right? Also, what I want to say, let's wrap it up. We have limited time to explain everything in details. As I said, I just squeezed 1 year of my dedicated work to this just to show you the highlights and notify some pain points. It's difficult to survive without smart AI implementation. You should do it without AI, it's not a problem. But if you want to jump into this AI world, you should do it in smart, process, and strategic way. Ad hoc project will lead you to catastrophe because you can do one use case, for the next use case, you should start over, you will not get funded, and you're done. Everyone is talking about AI, no one is talking about security. I didn't hear talk about security at all. So AI is not a toy, it's a tool, but this tool should be surrounded with compliance and security from day 0 or day 1. If you ask me, security is still a biggest concern. You put your document in ChatGPT or your key inside ChatGPT, it will leak, just a question of time, and you're still done. You should iterate and experiment as much as you can on new features, new models. Don't jump all the time on each and every shiny released model. It's not a problem, it's not a solution, but focus, try to find your trajectory. Which brings us actually to my favorite slide here. You should focus on quick win to get the budget and show the value to the leadership and show how smart you are, but you should parallelly work on strategy and architecture because of scalability. Currently, we have 107 use cases for AI we want to implement, and we should start with 1, 2, 3 of them. But we should think how strategically and architecturally to fit all of these approaches and use cases inside one unified data model and one data platform built for the future. You should measure how and what you are doing. Money, cost, workforce, models, etc. Because we had a problem with Snowflake, not a problem, we are just not aware. You have compute cost, storage cost, serverless cost, and now you have AI cost. And that AI cost, no one knows how to generate. I spoke with my Tom and said, okay, how we calculate AI cost? I don't know, mate. So no one knows yet. So this is a problem. Try to measure what is possible to avoid bankruptcy and be smart here. And future belongs for the people who today currently understand what will happen tomorrow. This is probably said by me, I'm not sure, maybe I steal this. And one of the reasons why I'm here, I like to go to Vienna. I'm a Snowflake Squad member, DBT Spotlight member, probably Notify I like to speak, and I'm staff data engineer from GitLab. I'm Radovan Bacovic. This QR code is my LinkedIn profile. If you're now connected, please add me. We can discuss. And before we close this, I just want to say huge, huge thank you. Danke, Vienna. My German is so bad. And any question from your side, please, I'm here. Use the time wisely. Thank you very much.
Yes, we have still some minutes for questions, if you have any.
Please.
Can you go to the option 4? Is this possible? What is in this embedding? What is semantic in those embeddings that are going outside the Snowflake?
That's a good one. Actually, this is the highlight of this presentation, so you guessed it right. When we go from Snowflake, we create semantic layer in some JSON file format. I'm still figuring out how to do that. I have some mockups. I have some recommendation from Snowflake. Then together, data and semantic will go in embeddings here and will store it in category or collection, sorry, in VV8 vector database. So you push data and description or understanding of the data. You have a lot of duplication here. Of course, this is super simple model. We have some cache here, some Redis here, some learning and human in the loop, la, la, la. But actually, together with data, you should push somehow semantic layer. And I think these days, semantic layer is #1 thing, along with security, of course. Because everyone tries to play with this data, but you need to give a meaning. As I said, in one of this version, I create application to go to dbt, get all information about data, transfer it to semantic layer, like facts, dimension, some restrictions, but still I need to alter it manually. So it was kind of semi-automated process. And I think question is push semantic to VV8, and then we will get good results. We have some demo application, we play, I learned on that, and I think it will be okay. But generally speaking, without semantic, it can be problematic. From VV. No. What we want to do, we want to decouple the ownership between our data team and enterprise application team, because we treat this as a software development project, as a software engineering. But you have a strong involvement and vital point of data. So everything will happen here. Claude or any other model will go here. Because when we create embeddings, we say, OK, we want to use Claude model for embeddings. Luckily for us, VV8 sorted out many problems with upsert. They're doing upsert, so no duplication here, which is also cool, and can scale architecturally. You can set it in many, many ways. But magic happened here in that new arrangement, like AI-ready data, right? I don't say this is the perfect solution, because Ved and I, my colleague, we try to figure out to sort out everything here. Because you have some other problems, but you sort out some other problems. But here, this is built like for scalable, how to say, portable, robust, la, 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 all best architecture practice. OK? Make sense? More questions, please?
Yeah, on the same slide, actually. I'm wondering whether this data that is coming from your data set and from Snowflake in this picture and the semantics should both be embedded or should stay separate, like in a phased approach, like the semantic layer create first with the embeddings, getting the way to deal with your data, then get the data set, have them separate, and then connect them together, like the models can do perfectly.
Yeah, we had a lot of doubts about this. The first of all, we were lucky because we have a good analyst do a complete dimensional modeling and facts and everything here in Snowflake. So that stage can take and consume a couple of years for you if you don't have this, right? So I forgot to mention, we are ready here, or almost ready, because most heavy lifting is already done. Regarding semantic layer, for some use cases, we try to push it together with data to have pairs and a lot of data duplication, but you have meaning. Sometimes you just embed it and put it aside and try to get the, how to say, the understanding of the data based on my search. So still it's fuzzy. I have no right answer. We try here and there and a couple of times. That's the reason I show you 4 options, and Snowflake has a 3 option. So actually it's a 6, 7 options. Plus other teams are doing something different. So it's easy to get lost in all of this sea of tools. But we try now to narrow the focus and deliver something along with other projects. So some of this, what I show you, is in demo stage. Something is in production. Something will be production. Plus we have some other projects, can be a separate talk. But long story short, to answer your question, yes, should be embedded sometimes together with data, sometimes put it aside. Depends on the use case, still struggling with that.
And at this point in time, your view on that is like you get the natural language query, translate that by the model, and the model gets the data from Snowflake and from the semantics, both embedded and deals with it.
This is the catch, which is not probably visible here 100%, but our intention is to create a pipeline between Snowflake and VV8. That was a subject of discussion. You know, you need to move data. It can be problematic. Latency, lightning, pipeline is down. What is the last state of the data? Is it accurate or not? So that comes with a price and many problems. but bring you many opportunities here. So actually, if you offload data from Snowflake here, as I said, I don't know is it the best solution or not at the moment, pros and cons on both sides, and you're then here. And this becomes kind of pipeline which keep your data up to date. We will do their job, Snowflake is doing their job, which is cool. But as I said, you have many things to sacrifice here because you move data. On the other side, there is option to do it in Snowflake. What is problem with Snowflake solution? Most of the features are in preview stage, and we can't use it in production, nor you can't use it in production, right? So should you wait 6 months and trust Snowflake, or should you implement, this is a talk about crying about all doubts I have, right? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Radovan, for your presentation. Thank you. If you have any more questions, Radovan probably is open for them out of stage.
If not, thank you very much. I will be around.
Thank you.
Let's catch up. Thanks.
Thank you so much.